Okay, Prisoner of War is about Captain Lewis Stone, who is a US airman shot down over northern Germany. Now, one of the things we wanted to try to recreate with Prisoner of War is fully leaving Prisoner of War camp. We wanted to recreate the heroism of Allied escape attempts in prison war camps in Germany. Now, we're in Setembro, which is the second camp in the game. And what the player does is he has to hook up with what's called the Escape Committee. The Escape Committee basically manage the camps in Prisoner of War, and they basically manage all the escape attempts. Now, what the player has to do is he has to do a trust-building exercise with the Escape Committee. Now, they've given me a tape to play over the camp's address system, and when I do this, this will basically distract the guards, allowing another character in the game to enter the commander's office and steal some plans. And what the player will find out as the story kind of unfolds is that these were actually V-rocket plans, and the Germans actually developing V-rocket weapons under the cover of Prisoner of War camps. Now, what you'll find in the game is that we've modelled the guards' view cones on the radar. Now, you'll notice that these view cones aren't exactly what the guards see. They're roughly the general direction they're looking. And what you just noticed there is I got caught out by a guard by running by mistake. Now, if the player is wearing a uniform, he has to be aware that he has to walk and fall in with the other guards and kind of act like a guard rather than a prisoner, otherwise they start getting suspicious of him. And what you'll notice, if you actually can hear it, you probably can't, but what we use is we use interactive music in the game, so when the player's to fire, it will switch to a more deeper kind of upbeat version of music. When he's being legal and following the daily routine, the music's far more passive. Now, I'm going to just hook out and do what I have to do, is play this tape for you. See what this guard's doing here, make sure he's going to look the other way when I climb over the fence. Now, in the game, you'll notice that there's items around the camp which the player can pick up. This is camp currency. Now, this can be used in a number of different ways to order other POWs to do distractions and to follow you. It can also be used to buy items off the scrounger or items that you've lost around the camp off the scrounger. And finally, you can also use the camp currency to buy what's called EC hints off the Escape Committee. Now, an EC hint is basically, it tells you about where you've got to go and what you need to do in a more visual form. So this allows the more adventurous kind of player who wants to go out and do more of the stealth activities and steal currency to come back and kind of fast track his progress in the camp by getting these EC hints rather than talking to all the POWs. Now, what we had is we've got a scriptwriter come in and write the scripts for all the POWs, so it's kind of a very authentic experience. And not all the POWs are really friendly towards you. You have kind of POWs that aren't quite so friendly, and it kind of builds up the experience. Now, this is the administration building where I've got to play the tape. Now, I'm just going to wait for that guard to go inside before I kind of venture over the fence. What we've done with the guard patrols from the game is that we've changed it between night and day at different points in time. So it means that when the player comes to do an objective or a task, it means it's always different. So if he's getting stuck doing a particular route, you can go and like maybe steal a crowbar or boot polish and do it at night, you might find it easier. I'm going to sneak in behind him. Now, he won't notice me now I'm disguised in uniform, so all the time I'm walking I'll be alright. What we have in the game is we've modelled two camps, Colditz and Setembro. And we visit these camps in two different seasons, and they're built up to two different levels of construction because of like passing in time. Now, what we've done with Colditz is we've modelled the exterior of Colditz accurately to what you expect in real life. But the interior, we used a lot of artistic license to get the gameplay out to it, because we just didn't feel that if we created 101 rooms in Colditz, we just felt that that would just be kind of ridiculous for the player to explore all of these rooms. So we kind of got all the key rooms in there. We've got the theatre, which was an original cop of Colditz, and we've got the chapel and all these other areas that the player can explore. In this particular camp, there's a character called the SOE who's working for London, and he's been segregated. Now, throughout the story of the game, what happens is the Germans think it's this SOE character's causing all the trouble and not you. So the more you progress into the game, the more they segregate him, and the more they kind of put him in the corner and stuff like that. And you see cutscenes where they're having a go at him, and you're sitting there in the sidelines knowing it's actually you who's been stealing the plans, blowing up the rockets and all this sort of stuff. And as you see, they're all kind of sitting down and doing their routine. What have you? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some currency. I'm going to steal that from the kitchen, so I'm just going to kind of watch this chef duck into the door behind him and looking the other way. Now, this is the German compound which the player will get a chance to explore. They get to go to the commander's office and stuff like that. And what you see out there, that's what's called a grapple hook point. And later on in the game, when he revisits the camp, he'll able to get grapple hooks and climb up to these various higher points of the camp and explore new areas so that it can open up as he goes through the game. Big cool game.